very good opportunity for all of us to come together, and especially Mr. Larry Hanson, you being here in the city, and give us an opportunity to work together on something that's so vital to the city and the community. I think this can be a very good beginning to open up a real dialogue on to addressing some of the problems that we have, and I believe that you brought a very good group together here that can contribute something to everything that we have going here. This is very unique. I think that if we all kind of team together and sit down and work things out so that we can start gaining some progress, I believe this is a step in a positive direction and the right direction.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
I think to have an event, you've got to sort of determine who your audience is and what is the age range that you're talking about, because it matters whether you're trying to get 6-year-olds or 20-year-olds or something in between. So what is the target audience?
I was thinking more family oriented is what I really wanted to kind of push it as, and I think once you say family, and I'm just going to tell you about me, Larry, and this from personal experience. When my mama wasn't around, I probably did a lot of things that I shouldn't do, but when she was there and she was involved, I was a different person, and that's what I'm hoping, that we could get the parents and the families involved with this, and I think that's going to, once again, change the mindset of the community, whereby we got the whole family involved with it, and we'll start looking out for each other and taking care of each other in that respect. So the target market, I want to kind of, I'm hoping, and I hope y'all agree, we advertise it as a family event, family oriented, where we do the whole family comes out.
A community, I mean, basically, we're looking at the community, these revitalization areas, these rundown areas of the city, and how we can improve them and get more responsibility from the parents as well as the young adults there. And I think it's going to take all.
George, your department have the movie screen, the thing that does the displays like on the
We don't.
Oh, you don't?
We don't. I think in years past they partnered with one of the companies that had the air rides, and they also had the movies in the park. I think it's through Black Crow Media.
Okay, Black Crow is doing that.
Beth Piegler, I think it's her and her family's. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they have the movie. It's either the meat radio station or their business. I'm not 100% sure, but there is a movie theater, if you will, mobile here in town, business. But as far as us, we don't have.
Well, and I think if it was Black Crow, and I wish I knew that, I'll try to get somebody to the table here with us from Black Crow, Lee Henderson. They work real closely with us. We'll follow up with that, but that I think will probably be our best seller during the summer here, just having those little things like that.
I'm almost certain it's Miss Piegler's. It's separate from, she works for Black Crow, I think.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how that from that standpoint.
I have a question. How often are you going to try to do the family events?
We haven't said that yet. That's what this, hopefully we can come up with, how do you think we could do it, and maybe you can give us some input on that, Chris, because maybe bring that closer with the housing part. But want to do it periodically. I don't know if it's, and a lot of it's going to go into what we're planning and how quick we could put it together. If it's once a month, 2 times a month, or whatever. But things like a movie or something like that, you could probably do that once every 2 weeks where you just set up. But and initially, Larry, I think it's going to be important for us to not in terms of the PD. We're gonna need them available that'll kind of help us control this thing initially. And once we get it set up and get it going, I think we'll be okay. But initially, I think that's going to be important for us to have. And I'm going to ask the chief to get some, how can I say this, and I ain't not what it said, but we're going to need some officers that look like them kids that's going to be in the park and be a part of it. And I talked to the chief about this a few times, but I think that's going to be important. It don't have to be all, but we need some of them to kind of interact with the kids and talk with them and let them know that we'll work with them, and not every time they see a police officer that's coming for an arrest or something like that. But if we have them at positive events like this, we're interacting with them and providing fun opportunity, I think they'll start looking at them in a different light. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but I wanted to mention that while we was talking.
Another possibility, you know, we mentioned movies in the park, but that's worked well, is, you know, a concerts, small concerts where you promote local talent. You know, someone that, and you may have a concert series where you may have one Friday night, you know, from 6:30 to sun whatever, and just basically you have a stage, you just, you know, present the local talent, and when you look at your family audience, you may have a worship praise group one Friday night, you may have just different type, whether it be, you know, for the kids, the teenage, that you're trying to draw, you know, the teenagers, 20s, you know, folks like that, and showcase your local talent, and have it where it's, you know, you want to get bands or local people that you know, people will come see.
And that's a great idea. And you know, expanding on it, Joe, if we did it like as a competition or something like that, where all the churches pretty much got dance, most of them do dance teams, and if we could maybe with a certificate or something like that, whereby, you know, we're gonna have this event and host it and have it in the park, and I think that's a great idea right there. And it kind of falls back into what Mark had talked about with the churches, so maybe something we could work out with the church. But that is a great idea.
Just to throw this in, what about the, since it's that kind of magnitude, what about that Mathis Auditorium over there? It's not all that really expensive, and it's good size, and it'll be an excellent place if we plan it out right.
And I agree with you there, auditorium. And I'm dying, we could do that auditorium, but my primary thing here was trying to get that thing
Outside.
in the community. Well, we have those events, but it could be something to follow up on. We talk about that. But having that thing in the community, right there where they at, and it's within walking distance, they could walk down there.
Right, man, I agree with that.
And, you know, I know, you know, the manager, Miss Anita Favors, they're tapped with the city. They think, you know, they've done a lot of positive, like I said, Leon County and the city there. But if you bring, you know, young folks are going, you know, it's like a magnet. If you bring, you know, music, song, dance, movies, like you said, you know, and you have it at the big open field area there, you know, at Volatile. You know, I don't think parking is going to be a big issue because a lot of people are going to walk right there.
Right.
And if there is, we still have park right up. And, so, but it, you know, it's something I think would be.
I think that is fantastic. And for the parking, that's another thing. And I hope Larry, you know, when we set up this, and we probably have to work with chief or commander, whoever, but designating a spot for parking, or maybe working with IGA or something after hours where we could utilize their parking lot. But I think we could accommodate the parking, but I think the biggest of it will be foot traffic, and that's what I really want to try to encourage, is that, you know, we have an event and get the families walk. It's going to be good exercise. You come out and walk down to the park, and we bring your lawn chairs.
Yep. Blankets.
And you have people grilling and stuff, and then, you know, then we go back to the house. But I see this way for us to positively bond in the community. And I think that we could, I don't think that when we do this, it'll be great for us in this area. Any other ideas, suggestions?
What about public health? You know, in these neighborhoods, it's a lot of impact with health disparities with these African Americans with child obesity, female. So they have some funding dollars that they got community outreaches for. I think that's go see her down there and healthy. So, you know, getting those players involved, those stakeholders to the table would be paramount.
And I think that's going to go. We could probably tie that in with the healthy eating and the things like that, because if we offer a program through the school, how you was talking about, who else mentioned? You mentioned something with that, but the whole purpose of it, I would think and hope that it would be to get healthier food. It don't have to be the best food, but healthier food to those kids during this summer break, and have it where they could come out and, you know, get something to eat and stuff like that. So they can come in and help us with it. And I was just going to call this gentleman here name, but he called me, Stacy Bradshaw. Stacy Bradshaw to make it. And he was talking about, tell him about the invention you telling me you playing. You tell him better than I.
Man, all right. I hope everybody's doing well. My name is Stacy Bradshaw. I am a community activist. I'm very active in the community. So let me define it that way. Volunteer a lot of my time. Also attend church here. I go to Union Cathedral, where my wife lately have been positioned over the youth ministry to help out young adults and young kids there. So when I talked to Mr. Wright, I asked him how can I get some support in an endeavor that'll kind of go beyond the walls and reaching out to the kids, to the community, through the position I'm in. So I was doing a what I call an outreach for more of the urban youth that love the hip-hop culture, so to speak, and I want to do something that was positive motivation. And it gathers the kids in a place so we give out positive information, positive influence, get them off the streets. So I created an event called Impact 84. Impact 84, pretty much, it takes a common teenage show off of BET or MTV, like a music video show. And what we do is, instead of making popular the current videos that they already show, which are the more the secular, non-Christian oriented videos, and show more Christian oriented music videos that still have that flavor, that appeal that they like. And we do it live with popular teens or young adults from the issue to actually host it. You get support from the South Health District and the local police department. And what the local police department is going to do is provide did you know statements. Did you know that you can go to jail for this? Did you know that you can go to jail for that? These are, this same police officer actually has to arrest young adults for committing crimes that they didn't know were crimes. The South Health District supports the young teens for teenage pregnancies that takes you out of high school. We want to kind of offer support or publicize the information for those support agencies while we have them there. My endeavor, seeing that this is a great big project, was to team up with other youth ministries around the city. And many doors I knocked on, many phone calls I got hung up on. They asked me, well, am I from here? And I'm not. So apparently there's something that I don't know. But that's a pretty tough job to do. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and they'll see my action and know that what I'm really trying to do is sincere. And the endeavor is not for me to get rich. It's not for the church I attend or Union Cathedral to get rich. And I'm gonna say that because I also told that to the pastor. This is not for the church to make money. I admit your lights are on, and we'll give you, a few dollars to pay your light bill on AC. But it's not for you to make money. It's actually for to continue to have something for the youth to come to on hopefully a monthly basis that they'll look forward and just want to come. It's crime-free, it's educational, and it's fun. So I reached out to Mr. Wright and asked him, hey, where can I get support to actually bring artists here that are not to the status of real popular artists that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to get here. Maybe a new artist that's just breaking through. That maybe costs a couple $100 to bring that in gas. Okay, and then that's right within a budget of $1,500 to bring 3 artists down, interview them, tell them about their mission, what they're trying to do, how they're trying to help people, how does their songs encourage people. They'll perform, and we'll just enjoy and have a good time. That's it. In a nutshell, that's it. I want to be big.
We wanted to be big too, but that's a couple quick points. You got, if you work on your southern twang a little bit, you might have to.
Oh, I asked that. I asked.
People ask you that question.
I asked that. No, she said it was my endeavor.
You got to develop that drawl a little bit. But anyhow, I make a lot of mistakes too. But
yeah, I don't know.
He called me right at a time when we was putting this together. I said, man, it almost ties in identical with what was kind of thinking and stuff, and I would like for you to come to the meeting and hopefully we could tie this in with the, you know, the big park events where we have a concert. We were just talking about that before you walked in, and that's why I said go ahead and say a concert in the park and you know, something positive oriented that the kids gonna come to, but also hopefully their parents will come as well in doing that there. So if we got it, if we don't have anything else, want to kind of cap on it. Go ahead.
One quick one. You know, I know it's been a lot of impact on unemployment and certainly economic activists. These areas, like a lot of economic opportunity, I think if we can find some type engine to incorporate what the city has, dollars, you know, type money for projects, the housing authority projects, something to encourage these people. You know, these families, you know, they want to see the kids have fun, but in the whole realm, they need some money in their pocket to pay the bills, to make ends meet. You know, it's good to let them jump up and down and let's be happy. These families want to come out there and say, hey, I can go home with a paycheck. You know, President Barack Obama, a fair shot for everybody. You know, let's bring all boats. Let's rise all sails. And I think if we can push something out there for those adults that's going to come there as economic. Hey, look, maybe during this year when the kids are playing and have fun, have a little class that's going to impact these adults that got a brain that can look at, hey, look, there's some money out here. You know, the city's got this, the county got this, whoever. Bring all the players to the table. Let's let them know the kind of impact that they can potentially get businesses. I'm not saying it because I've been a business owner. Basically, I'm a community activist now, trying to encourage other businesses. You know, I know it's a tough market, but if we can come up with ways to show these people in these low-income communities how they can get gainfully employed, good paying jobs, as Ms. Burns said, to where they can just do more than just pay the child support. You know, and I think at the end of the day, we'll get some productive citizens, you know, and we can shut down the foreclosure rate.
Thank you, but I think we kind of going in a different area here, but that's something I was working with Chris and the Housing Authority on. I like to bring you on as a part of that, but this is really just more community-oriented events if y'all would, this is a good idea.
But I think to Lindsay's point, you could work to see if the Department of Labor would, you know, have someone there.
Absolutely.
Like either a job fair or an educational booth. That could tie in with.
Now I don't have a problem having the vendors
Right.
there to say we got job opportunities, but this venue here wouldn't be able to provide job opportunities and stuff like that, and that's where I was kind of making a distinction at. But I know where he at, and we'll work with Chris and the Housing Authority and other people about trying to create the job opportunities and job training. And hopefully we can get these people here at this event to kind of distribute information and help with the training and other stuff, because that is key. If we really care about these children and we want to help them, we help their parents get a job and get some work, a lot of these problems will be solved and stuff. And we help them get job opportunities and work. Y'all sign this.
What,
y'all here
what day of the week are you considering?
We haven't did. Once again, that's what all this is for. So we kind of pick a date and go from there. Okay. Well, once again, we got 2 of these going around. Here's one here. Sign in sheet. Sign that for future contact. Y'all. I got most of y'all information, but sign that and we'll get it back. Get it to her. Does everybody sign? Y'all ain't signed this. Have you, Chris? That was one of the conversations that I had with Ms. Burns. That's why I asked her to come, because our fatherhood initiative, when we start doing the job training opportunities and stuff like that, I think that's something we can tie in on as well with the fatherhood initiative. Those people, like she says, are looking for job opportunities and trying to go into business for themselves. So it's a great idea and a great opportunity. But let's recap, because like I said, I know some of the pastors got to get out of here and get to the other jobs, the Bible study and stuff like that, and I don't want to be responsible. I don't want God mad at me saying, I really know too much. But we talked about the family moving night, the job fair training, working with a contingency of churches to prepare and help us host the events, getting with the food bank to do manna drops. The audience we mentioned was going to be family-oriented community events for everybody. We're going to follow with Black Crow Media in terms of trying to work that thing out with the movies in the park. The police presence is going to be essential to what we're trying to do initially to kind of get this thing stabilized and the community stabilized as well. Concerts in the park, what Stacy kind of alluded to. Worship and praise, the step shows, and the dance teams were some of the other things that I had put down. I had in church maybe a dance team contest, where they come out and they have a contest for the best team, and we kind of have that night. But inviting public health, and then of course Impact 24, which Stacy's thinking on a large scale, and I really like. I think that would be great, but local artists and people who, like I say, maybe a couple $100 in gas to come out and take part in this, I think would be very positive. I wanted to recap that. If y'all have anything else to add to this, let's say it now, and we'll add it to this list. But I want to say that before I go to the next step here.
I was just going to also suggest, I don't know, I'm not from this area either, we're a military family, so the first thing I noticed when I came here was that there's not stuff outside to do, and actually my family lives in Savannah, and if you guys have ever been to Forsyth Park there's always stuff going on in Forsyth Park, and one of the big things that they do is the Shakespeare in the Park series, where they do plays in the park, not necessarily Shakespeare, but I know they've got the local theater downtown, and then VSU, of course, has a performing arts section as well, so I don't know if that's something that everybody would be interested in, but I'm sure they could do something where, with the kids, you know, learning acting and stuff like that, and that could range, you know, an age range or whatever. And the other thing I've done a lot is the taste of wherever you are. So a taste of Valdosta, where, you know, the local restaurants, the local churches, you know, areas that they put on their very best food, and they have, you know, their own little booths in each area, and everybody goes around and tastes all of what everybody has to offer in Valdosta. So those are just the two things that I thought of.
I know the Taste of Savannah is always a great thing. You really enjoy that when you go to
They
Savannah,
have
but they have
several. I mean, they do like the Greek festival. They do, you know, all the different, the Irish festival. You know, just different ethnic backgrounds, and where they put on their very best food for everybody to get a taste of, and they do stuff like that all summer long. So,
Blair, who do you think? I think the plays in the park and the art, the art development would be something real good for us as well. I think you'll be surprised at giving kids the opportunity to express themselves through art, what you'll come up with. But who, will we follow maybe the Annette Turner? Who do you think we could follow up with on that?
Well, you could, Annette Powell Turner for the arts, or the VSU art department. That sounds like something that the students, you know, could be interested in and real good at. And
I think that would be the contact right there, the art department. I'm gonna put that down. And the Turner, but those kids, I know at one time they had a group out there that was looking to do those fraternities. They were looking for community events, and this could be something. So thank you. That's a good idea.
Here's a thought too that you may need to look at. You know, we're wanting to attract families. We're also, you know, kids, you know, high school kids. It might not be a bad idea to try to, from this group, select a couple of kids that are high school, to have them a part of this group, to come in and say, look, you know, this is what we want. This is what's
Make them a part of the plan.
make them a part of the plan. Maybe reach out to the student president of VSU, whoever that he or she may be, and you know, not saying we're older folks here by no means, but you know, if we have a bright kid that maybe is a junior or a senior that's in high school that, you know, is involved in the community and has a pulse on, you know, that's right there in the middle of it, seeing it firsthand, that might be something that could give us some more vision too.
Well, I could tell you for.
This is a thought.
No, it's a great talk, and I don't know why I overlooked it, but it is absolutely a great idea, because when we're doing the SOS, and that's what we did with the SOS, is let the kids develop the program as opposed to the adult. And they appeared before council and did their presentation. They got a standing ovation, and it was strictly something that they developed. We didn't have any input in it other than kind of guide them, say, okay, this is what, and help them develop that. But I think that would be very instrumental. They will be the one who provide the energy to get out and get this word out. They'll be the one who will be the one to get other kids involved in it. So we could look at that and get that on.
Well, feedback on that. Funny you said that, because on the Impact 84 event, when I was trying to combine, create the Youth Ministries Unite movement, I was also pitching an idea to the churches that they create their own youth council, something similar to the high schools. I was a student council vice president during my tenure in high school, and if every ministry made a youth council where you take the youth that are in high school and you create a 12-member group, create a president, vice president, treasurer, all the positions you would in a normal council, and they would meet to try to ensure and help the adults realize what we're needing, what's going on in schools, what problems we're facing, and these are in every church. Why? Because yes, we are getting older. We are getting older. And these youth will be taking over. They will be, we have to train them up. Now, if you made, you have the city council, right? If you made a younger version for the high school students to actually become the youth council for the city of Valdosta, you have one per district that you mentor and you help them, they meet, they talk about what's going on. Of course, you create those guidelines, GPA averages, they got me upstanding students. They can vote within a high school population, and these kids are your representation for you. And you meet, just like you would with the student council. You do with the city. You have meetings once or twice a month to discuss things like this.
And man, that would be so awesome, getting them involved with planning and becoming a part of the process
right.
of planning and
And then the church councils, I'm going to add this in to make this thing work. Each church will submit whoever their representation in their church.
Absolutely.
So now you almost have the Valdosta City House of Representatives, a humongous meeting when you bring these kids together. Of every youth ministry has somebody there, and you're not there to promote your church, your religious preference. You're there as a representation for your youth in making a better city, a better economy for what we are needing.
That is awesome right there, and that would be the tie-in for the churches to come in and be involved. So let's recap this here, because that I think that is kind of summarize how we get everybody involved. With the passage that we have here, and I'm going to follow up. I want to follow up with the Valdosta Ministerial Alliance, and hopefully I get something right from it to that effect. But to introduce that to them and say we're looking for one kid from each church to take part of our council and some guidelines so we can start planning events. But that's going to, it won't be with this event, but it's something we can work toward and be in the future. But that would be powerful in bringing the churches involved, and then that goes back to what Mark was saying, the church events and stuff like that. But having that council on, we do that. Now we get down to the fun part. We're going to develop a list of things. We're going to need some help executing this. I would love to do it all by myself, but I have learned through community development and city council that I can't do it all by myself. You see, that's how I'm getting older, kind of do it. But what I would like to do is, ask for, like with police prayer, I'm pretty sure you can follow up with that deal. I'm follow with an email on this. The concerts in the park, once again, that could come back through the youth council. We're saying that this is something that we want to develop. So we're going to put that on the churches. And we'll have, I hope I can get the Valdosta Ministerial Alliance president to the table with us the next time, and I'll take that on. Public health, Lindsay, you brought that up. You think you follow up with that? Let's see. Impact 24, I got your name by that already, Stacey. So
yeah, 84, Impact 84.
Impact 84. Plays in the park and the VSU Art Park. I know you're not from here, but the where you seen that in Savannah and other places like that, finding out how they structured that, Ms. Bernie, you think you can take that on for? That's what I'm saying. Just ask. They can't do nothing until a year later. But how they set that up and how it came to be. I found most cities will, just give you the information about what they did and how they got that set up, and it'll help us. It'll help us in that we won't have to plan all this out there. We can just kind of duplicate what they're doing. So that's going to be the plays in the park. Now, the Taste of Valdosta. Let me say this. We got a new cafe, Let's Eat Cafe. Yeah. Out on 84 across from Austin Steakhouse. Now, you want to eat some good food. You didn't eat at the event that night, did you? You want to eat some good food, you need to go out there and check it out. It's across from Austin Steakhouse, but it is absolutely